meeting of the Board of Public Works and Safety. Roll call. Here.
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 Are there any conflict of interest statements?
No.
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of April 20th. Did anybody get a chance?
Motion to defer reading of the minutes from April 20th.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. We go down to correspondence. Item A is a contract with Walsh and Kelly for a Homan Avenue pavement reconstruction project, Hoffman to Hume. And the cost of that project is $997,304.53. It's 50-50 money. I think it's what, 50% state of Indiana? Yeah, and 50% local.
Make a motion to approve the contract.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item B, correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Anthony Higgs requesting $86,000 of gaming funds be allocated to the street overlay program. $59,686 of gaming be allocated for construction observation for Road Avenue, Carroll to Bauer.
Make a motion to approve the councilman's request.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Item C, correspondence received from Councilman Scott Rakos requesting $200,000 of gaming funds be allocated to the street overlay program.
Motion to approve his request.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item D, correspondence received from Councilman Dave Warple requesting $58,000 of gaming funds be allocated to the street overlay program.
Motion to approve the request.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Item E, correspondence received from 3rd District Councilman Anthony Higgs requesting $19,395 of gaming funds be allocated for construction observation for Van Buren Lighting Project.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item F, demolition hearing on property located at 5422 Wood Avenue.
If the board recalls, this is a property that was originally on the May 4th list of demolition, the owner-occupied property. The owner was instructed to permit an inspection. There was some question about the moving of a couch. And so we set it over for today to allow an inspection. Building department has indicated that no inspection has occurred. And so at this point in time, I'm going to be submitting an order to the board for an order to demolition.
So do we need to take any action now, Chris, or just wait until you have the order?
Well, I was actually waiting to see if she had showed up, but she does not appear, and I will submit one to the board. We're basically taking the order to demolish that we should have taken on May 4th. We just gave her 2 weeks to have an inspection.
The property owner's not here?
She's not coming up to the podium.
Okay.
Do we need to affirm the order? Do we need to affirm the order?
Probably.
Chris, do we need to affirm the order?
Yes, please. Affirm order to demolish.
All right, I'll make a motion to affirm the order to demolish.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Motion passes. Item G is a resolution of the Sanitary District Board of Sanitary Commissioners confirming and memorializing a cost-sharing agreement among the district, the City of Hammond, and 1st District Councilman Mark Kalwinski for emergency sewer repair work on Myrtle Avenue.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item H, correspondence received from Norfolk Southern Railroad requesting the closure of Willow Court, Sibley, State Street, and Oakley to be changed from May 24th to June 14th. And it's going, what's the length of time for that closure, Dean? It doesn't say on the letter. It just says the starting date.
Yeah, I think the original starting date got pushed back to May 24th. I think that's the change. So it's running, the closures are from May 24th through June the 14th.
Oh, okay.
I think they originally had scheduled it for last week to start the closure, but they're pushing their schedule back.
Okay, I think I read it right, but
Yeah, you
the
did.
brain wasn't keeping up with it.
Yeah.
So I thought we were changing the date, but yeah, we
It's
we
just
just moved the
shifting.
whole thing back.
It's still that.
So it's almost 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. And I've talked to the Baptist Church to make them aware of what's going on. And we did talk to the railroad and ask them to expedite two of the crossings to be reopened as soon as they can, because it does 4 nearly consecutive.
Kind of isolates that area.
It does.
Having all those closed, but they're so close together.
It's one continuous rail,
Yeah.
well, there's actually 2 continuous rails that's running through all 4 of those intersections. That's why it's all closed.
Do we have a motion to approve the change of the start date?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item I, correspondence received from Chief of Police John Doty requesting Officer Sankaratani, did I say that right? Sankaratana and Zurich begin receiving evidence technician specialty pay effective April 7th. Officer Gregory Day be promoted to 3rd-class patrolman effective May 16th. Disposal authorization and approval of Leon's Triathlon and Saint Demetrius Greek Orthodox Church Festival and Hammond Mohawk Memorial Day Parade. Do I have a motion approving all those events and changes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item J, correspondence received from Sergeant Jason Schaffbuck requesting approval to have the Controller's Office release titles to vehicles which are to be auctioned due to expiration of a court order.
Motion to approve the request?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Item K, correspondence received from Fire Chief Jeffrey Smith advising of the retirement of Engineer Douglas Zubrenick with service of 20 years, 10 months, and 6 days.
Motion to approve the chief's request.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item L, notice of violation hearing on property located at 2042 West Park Avenue.
Good morning. I'm Gary Matthews. I represent Deborah Shields, the owner of this property. We've been working with the building department most recently this past Monday. They were kind enough to come there with the contractor, go over what needs to be done to make it an approved 2-unit. That's what she bought it for, but seems to be some question whether approvals were obtained in the past. So we believe we can get it all resolved, hopefully in the next few weeks. I would ask the board to continue it for a status hearing to maybe June 15th, if that works with the board's schedule. And hopefully we'll have an agreement by then.
Okay. Okay, we'll make a motion to set for status on June 15th.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item M, notice of violation hearing on property located at 7218 Parish Avenue.
This property currently sits, well, when inspected, was a 2-unit. The new owner of the property is cooperating with the removal. They are in the process of getting a general contractor's license to perform the work themselves. We inspected, the kitchen cabinets and sink have been removed and capped off, and then they're going to be submitting plans for the change of the layout of the property. Based on the fact that there were never any permits issued to convert this property to a 2-unit from a single-family home as it was originally constructed, and no fire separation was installed during the conversion, we requested the board affirm the removal of this illegal second-floor apartment.
Is anyone here from the property today?
No, and we explained to it, but them moving forward with the process, we didn't want to waste anybody's time either. They understand what the city's requesting. They have agreed with it. Upon purchase, the owner even stated he had no intentions of having it remain a 2-unit. So they are moving forward with removing it. So as a formality to ensure that the property doesn't ever go back to being a 2-unit. We just ask that it be affirmed so it can be recorded. This property must remain a single-family home.
Make a motion to affirm the order?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item N, rental registration hearing on property located at 3928 176th Place.
Morning.
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 I'm the owner, Charles Patricus. Is
Good morning.
We have this as just a 1 unit. It was registered previously and in 17. It just was not registered in 2006. No problems here that we noticed or anything.
Okay. I'll make a motion to waive the late fee. The property must be registered at a rate of $5 for that
Yeah.
year.
I turned around, I sent the money into Hammond, and they sent it back to me.
Right, because you didn't register for 2016. So
Yeah,
what they're going to do is they waive the late fee. So you just pay $5 for 2016 downstairs.
Oh, okay, yeah, and
Okay.
because I had some health issues, that's why I probably missed the
That's
previous year.
understandable.
Okay, sir, we're going to waive the late fee for you. You just need to register that property for 16 and then 17. If you stick around after the meeting, you can take care of that today.
Okay,
Okay?
Thank you. Second.
what do you say? Stick around.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item O, rental registration hearing on property located at 6812 Ontario Avenue.
It's my property, Your Honor.
What's
Good morning.
what's your name, sir?
My name is Kevin Mills.
What we have is, you registered every year, including 17, but you did not register 1 unit for 15 and 16.
Is it a one-unit
One
property? Okay. How long have you owned it, sir?
Pardon me?
How long have you owned it?
Since 1999.
What happened those years?
Pardon me?
What happened in 15 and 16?
I just forgot.
Any issues with it?
No issues.
Make a motion to waive the late fee for 2015, 2016. The property must be registered for those years.
Do I have a second?
Second, sorry.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, motion passes. Thank you, sir. Yes? 3928 176. Did we miss that one?
Yeah, we did that.
Oh,
We did that one.
Here.
Was 15
we usually don't make mistakes up here.
was 1580 or 5? 1580 or 5?
15 is fine.
15 is fine.
So 5? I
Five.
never remember.
Item P, rental registration hearing on property located at 12 William Street. Could you please state your name for the record, ma'am?
The name is Taiwo Akisanya, but he's not able to be here today. I'm his wife.
Okay.
Okay. So since we've been renting this property out, we have never, missed any rental registration fee. What happened was we moved to Hawaii, and we put our daughter, 20-year-old daughter, in charge, and she forgot to pay the rental property.
And this was, it's the 1 unit for 2016, so all she
Yeah.
misses for 2016.
So just for the 1 year?
It's just been
It's just
registered.
1 year.
Ma'am, we have the address to contact you as the 12 William Street property. You want those notices going to the rental property itself?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll make a motion to waive the late fee for 2016. The unit must be registered.
Second.
Thank you. So what do we do?
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Okay, we moved on to item Q, rental registration hearing on property located at 6720 Marshall Avenue.
12 William Street.
Okay.
So just wait.
Richard Postma.
Good morning.
Morning.
No shield real quick. All right. Registered in 2015, 1 unit, did not register for 16. Did you try to register for 17 and that's what led you here?
Yes.
Okay.
I
so-
registered for 17, but then they gave me this
Right,
report.
right. So he's just 1 unit in 2016. He's registered before.
Any issues?
No.
What happened?
Well, when I came in I rehabbed the house in 14. When I came in 15, they required me to bring in my lease, give them a copy and my insurance. And for 16, the people wouldn't sign a new lease, so I told my wife I couldn't go in and pay it because I didn't have a lease to give them. I have a new one in 17, but I had to go through the eviction process in 16.
Okay. All right, we're going to waive the late fee for 2016. That unit must still be registered for $5.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item R, rental registration hearing on property located at 7720 Rhode Island Court.
Anyone?
Well, we have this as one unit, now registered for 16. We don't know if it's been registered for 17 yet. We still haven't gone through all our rental registrations, but I would imagine that they did try to register for 17, which probably led them to not show up here.
Okay.
So we got one unit not registered.
Any issues?
No, the only issues that we had were back in 2011, and they weren't, there was a couple.
I'm going to make a motion to deny the waiver.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item S, rental registration hearing on property located at 4612 Ash Avenue.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, I don't know,
What's your name for the record?
Benjamin Marcus.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, last year I know having a sticker because I saw the house rent to own. And Mr. Kelly, the downstairs to the building department, I asked him, I say, I think I have to get the registration. Yes. And this year I got the registration.
Mr. Kelly, when you're in the rental.
No, Anita, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, because
When you're in a rental contract, if you don't have that recorded, you're still considered a landlord. As far as we're concerned, it's your person responsible for
Okay,
property.
okay.
If you want to get it in their name and make them responsible for property, they can Crown Point get that contract recorded, so they'll be listed as responsible party.
Okay,
Okay?
okay.
It's written, then we need a copy of the recording so we can change information. The county will not keep up with our records as far as registration. It may be a while before it actually shows on county records. So
Okay.
if you have a copy of the recorded document, bring it to us, let's put it in our system that they are responsible party.
Okay, okay, all right.
Are we here just for 16 then?
Yeah, it was just,
And it sounds like it was transferred, so it's no longer needs to be registered as a,
I guess.
Okay.
I wasn't aware of the rental contract.
okay, sir, so you know you need to get us a copy of that?
Yeah,
Okay, then
Yeah, bring it down to the section.
dismiss it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then we'll make a motion to dismiss.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item T, rental registration hearing on property located at 6006 Holman Avenue. Is there someone? Yes.
It's been registered every year. This is 6 units total, not registered for 2016. And you probably received your check back for 17, correct?
No, I think they cashed my
did,
check.
They did,
Yeah,
okay.
so I did
we're
register
registered
for
for
two.
6 units total.
So my name's Ian Atkin, I'm the owner of IDJ Properties, which owns the property. And at that time, usually my office administrator handles that kind of issue, or at least tells me, hey, you need to go register, but she had just embezzled $150,000, and so now she's in prison, but she also left me a mess, and I've got a copy of the police report and her affidavit saying that she embezzled.
Any issues with this property? Okay. We're going to waive the late fee for you, but those units must be registered for 2016.
No problem.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Thank you. I think that's all the rental registrations.
Okay.
Item U is correspondence received from Patricia Dills requesting a rental registration hearing scheduled for today on property located at 2731 Martha Street be continued. Why,
right.
because she couldn't make it, or?
She's got another obligation. Later date. When do you want to put it, Lynn? Okay. Make a motion to set for hearing on June 1st.
Second.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item V, correspondence received from Miss Orlandra Waller requesting a rental registration hearing scheduled for today on property at 405 Kenwood Street be continued to June 1st.
Okay. Make a motion to set for June 1st.
Second.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item W, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearings. There's several there.
For all of them.
June 29th?
Motion to set for hearing on June 29th.
Second.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item X, correspondence received from Chief of Inspections Kelly Kearney regarding IESCO construction.
I did provide a list of properties that they were awarded previously, and one of those properties, the only one that has a permit active and pulled is 3107 163rd Street. Have a text, email, and a phone call from Maha, the operative person for IESCO, that they're willing and able to start, as my understanding, they're able to start that demolition this morning. I would like to make an asterisk, or an exception for this property. If they are there and can start that demolition today, I would let them finish that property strictly because of the complaints the neighbors have dealt with in 4 different start dates on this property. If they're not able to get their equipment off and start that demolition today, I will not let them proceed.
Okay.
What about all the other properties?
I ask that they be awarded to second lowest bidder.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the recommendation.
Second.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item Y, order to rescind order of demolition property located at 4931 Oak Avenue, front and rear.
Mr. President, Bob Vale just went out and inspected this property. It has passed all inspections. It's under a demolition order, which actually had expired. But the work has been complete, and so I'm asking you to please grant the rescind, which we will record to give the property clean title.
A motion to rescind the order to demolish.
Second.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item Z, agreement to rehabilitate property located at 3301 176th Street, house and garage.
Mr. President, this is another property that's on the demolition list. The owner has entered into a written agreement to rehabilitate, and I would ask the board to please approve it.
Motion to approve the rehab agreement?
Second.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, motion passes. Item AA, order to rescind order to demolish property located at 903 Bauer Street, garage only.
This is a property that was also on the demolition list. They have completely remodeled the garage, and I would ask the board to please rescind the order so it can be recorded on the property.
Motion to rescind the order to demolish?
Second.
Motion and second, questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Those against, motion passes. Item BB, correspondence received from Mr. William Riley requesting the hearing on a denial of a business license to Andrews Automotive be reset. Didn't we take action on that last week?
That they,
Oh.
haven't we denied this more than once?
Set it for a hearing, and then it got set again for a hearing, so it's up to the board if they want to take further action.
So it's been set for hearings twice?
Once?
Oh,
Okay.
just once?
All right,
You
well,
want to give them one more?
we'll give them another shot.
Will you please put final continuance on this?
That will do. When do you want to do this, Lynn? Okay. Make a motion to set for final continuance on June 8th.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those against, motion passes. Item double C, correspondence received from Mr. Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, requesting permission for emergency purchase of 2 front-end loaders and 2 sweepers.
Why do you come up here?
Is that,
That's the,
I don't
this.
yeah,
I don't know
that's,
anything about this stuff. No. Actually, we do had an issue with some recent equipment failures, which Gary can probably elaborate better than I can.
Yeah, they're open. I gave you some information. Today, we're asking the board's permission to do an emergency purchase on 2 front-end loaders and 2 sweepers. On the front page, the lowest bidder was $117,875. It also came with a 3-year warranty, so we were fine with that if the board is.
What happened to
That'd
the
be,
other one?
they're at 163,
What happened to the ones we had?
they broke.
Well, tell them.
That's why I need them. They're broke. They're old and tired and they broke. We can keep repairing them and we've done it. They're 2005s and older. That's the newest, the 5. And you just keep repairing them. The motors are going. They're just more expensive to just try to keep running. We had 3.5. One was a smaller version of it. We're down to 1.5, and one is actually in the garage being repaired right now. So we're struggling. Actually, the sanitary district, Marty, has loaned us one to just kind of keep us afloat.
What about the
so
sweepers?
which is the one that we used to stop the flood on Woodmar Avenue?
It's
You
already
still have
gone.
that one?
It's
Because
already
that
gone.
one, oh, you should have kept that
That
one.
was-
We could have plated it.
That was my plug.
That's right, it was a giant plug.
Yeah, that one frame broke in half. Yeah, it was sad to watch that one go.
All right, so the reason that Gary's coming before the board today, because as everybody knows, there's a bidding requirement at a certain threshold. This equipment is over that threshold. However, we are asking the board to declare an emergency for the purchase of 2 front-end loaders and 2 sweepers for the lowest quote price that we can obtain. And if the board wishes, I can draft a resolution for the board to sign memorializing that, but whatever the board wishes. But how long would, if we bid it out, what would happen? Things would go unswept?
Well, it's gonna go a while where both of these that we chose are immediate delivery. For sweepers, after we get through the front page, we'll go to the next.
So all 4 of them, we can get right away?
Right, they're actually written on there in the front one, in stock. I highlighted it for you.
An MVH department without any equipment isn't gonna be a lot
Not
of
at
help
this
in
time
case
of
we have a problem.
Not at this time of the year.
I'll make a motion to approve the emergency purchase request.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, on the
Against?
next one, I still have one more, and the reason I'm gonna explain why we accepted one with a little bit higher bid, if you want me to explain it. Usually we go with the lowest bid, but I used to drive sweepers. The one that is $7,958 more is an Elgin, to kind of give you an idea of how they operate. The ones we have, they have an open conveyor. The open conveyor with paddles, as you pick stuff up, it can fall back through. You might have seen sweepers with stuff coming out the back of them. The standard equipment one is a solid conveyor. Kind of using layman's term, it's kind of like eating a bowl of soup with a fork or a spoon. You're going to keep lifting it with a fork, it's going to fall through. The
So
spoon's
you're
gonna-
recommending the Elgin Pelican?
Yes, because
Yeah,
it
those
is
have been
7,000 more.
historically excellent sweepers.
Forever. And we went with another ones, we've used them for years, talking with the drivers that are doing the ones we have now, and their recommendation was to go back to the big Elgins.
This one or that one?
This one.
Okay.
And they're made in America, which
Yes.
is a good thing too.
Yes, we don't have to wait for Canada parts.
It looks like on this one, the standard equipment is the only one that has it available now.
Right. That's another thing, is the availability is, delivery is now.
I'll make a motion to approve the emergency purchase of the sweepers.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Item double D, correspondence received from Hammond Optimus Youth Sports requesting permission to have city hang banners advertising the 2017 Cal Ripken World Series on light poles and placing banners on Calumet Avenue and River Drive, 173rd Street, and Kennedy Avenue, Sheffield and Calumet. As long as Frank checks out and make sure the poles can support them, because some of the lightweight aluminum poles may not be able to do it. So do I have a motion recommending that this be approved subject to that stipulation?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item double E, correspondence received from Mrs. Ethel Hall requesting permission to close the 1,000 block of Field Street Saturday, June 3rd for the 5th Annual Field Street Festival from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Need to go for review first,
I think that, does it need to go to the police department?
please, and street department? I'll make a motion to approve the request, subject to approval by the police and street departments.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
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 Those against, motion passes. Item double F, correspondence received from Edison Elementary School PTA requesting permission to hold a walkathon May 31st from 3 p.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Didn't we have this last week?
They changed the date and around.
Okay. Has
So the
anyone
motion
reviewed the
needs to
new,
be-
has anyone reviewed the new route? No. That's what, apparently they changed the date and the route of the walk.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's basically all neighborhood streets, so it shouldn't be any issue.
So they're going west of Calumet Avenue, I guess? They're not going across Calumet, right? Jefferson, west.
You send it to anybody?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's better, actually.
Okay. Make a motion to approve.
Second. Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item double G, correspondence received from Chuck and Irene's Bar and Restaurant requesting permission to hold a benefit for Ronald McDonald House Charities with the 2700 block of 165th Street between Marshall and Kennedy closed from 10 a.m. till noon for a motorcycle run.
It's this weekend. We get enough time to get that approved? They want street
It's
closures.
Saturday?
Is it-
What is that, Pat Kennedy to the first street right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see no problem with that. I mean, I don't know if IHB, those offices right there, I don't think they work on Saturday.
Are you here for this?
No,
Oh,
but I'm familiar with
okay.
it. I have the Fisher on Friday, so I'm familiar with it. Yes, it starts from Kennedy Avenue, goes to Marshall.
And
The only
they've had
thing
this before, right?
I'm sorry?
This, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Different cause, but it was the same thing. We just had that section of the street right next to the Chuck and Irene's property.
I'm familiar with, yeah, nothing's on the other side of the street, right? Isn't that Indiana Harper Belt?
just IHB, but
Do they work in the office on Saturday, Pat, do you know?
no, sir, they do not.
They're not there?
They do
They,
not.
they can still get to it off of McCook.
There are a number of different ways they can get through, so, yeah, like she said, we had it before. I think it's good to go.
Okay.
Do we still need to send it to street for the closure?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve and send to street department for
Second.
closure.
We have motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Item double H, garage sale permit submitted for approval.
Okay, so she wants the same address. Good. Motion to approve the garage sale permits?
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against? Motion passes. Next, we have correspondence from Gary Up this is from matters from other board members. Sorry. Item 6. And under that, the first item is correspondence from Gary Up Construction. They're going to be doing some paver repairs in areas of the city where there's pavers. They're going to be working on May 17th and 18th in front of St. John the Baptist Church. On the May 19th, Homan and Rimback, the southbound lane. On May 22nd, Homan and Clinton, the southbound lane. On May 23rd, Homan and Douglas, southbound lane. May 24th, Holman and Douglas to northbound lane. May 25th, Holman and Clinton to northbound lane, and on May 26th, Holman and Rimback. So these will be under traffic with, probably with a flagman, right? So do I have a motion approving those traffic restrictions?
So moved.
Second. Second.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Next, we have a change order on the District 2 lighting project with Midwestern Electric. They're going to add some additional lighting. Along the south side of Summer Street from Calumet to Maywood. So it's going to change the cost of the project from $254,409.90 to $302,504.20. That's an increase of $48,094.30 for the additional work. And all those items will be done for the same unit cost. So do I have a motion?
I know we started a form where the councilman would sign if there was a change order above a certain dollar amount. They needed to sign off on it again. Jonathan, is this above it or below it?
This is above, that's I'll get that.
Can we get that signed by the councilman so he's aware of the change? Okay, thank you. I make a motion to approve the change order.
Second.
Motion and second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Next, we have correspondence from Reith Riley. They're starting on the Chicago Street project. They're going to be working in areas between Calumet and White Oak. They've got some lane restrictions and some closures listed here. From May 23rd to June 24th, they're going to have one lane either direction on the north half of the road. On June 22nd to July 8th, they're going to have a closure on Chicago Street from Cedar to Columbia. It's a full closure, but there will be access for emergency vehicles and local traffic. On July 9th to September 2nd, Chicago Street from Cedar to Columbia, eastbound lanes will be closed with one lane of traffic each direction on the westbound lane. On September 3rd through October 28th, there's going to be a closure, Chicago Street from Calumet to Columbia, full closure with access for emergency and local traffic only. October 29th to November 21st, there's going to be traffic restrictions from Calumet to Columbia. It'll be one lane each direction on pass lanes with drive lanes closed. Then from November 22nd till January 28th, everything's going to be reopened through those winter months. We get into next year and we have from January 29th to April 28th, traffic restrictions in that area. The eastbound lanes will be closed, one lane of traffic in each direction. Then from April 29th to June 23rd, a full closure, Chicago from Columbia to White Oak. And then from June 24th to August 1st, Chicago from Columbia east to White Oak. Traffic on Chicago will be one lane each direction and pass lanes with drive lanes closed. And then on August 1st of 2018, everything will be open. Hopefully the project will be complete. Now that's awful complicated and it's all kind of based on weather and other issues, but it's going to be very congested there for the next year.
Yes, sir. I would point out that they do have to come back and do two other actions, and that is around Irving School. You know, they're one way each direction, one northbound Pine, one southbound
So if
Oak.
they temporarily change that when they have it closed, right?
Yeah, they'll have that both ways. And then on the north side of Chicago, between Calumet and Columbia, that neighborhood's very isolated. So we ask that they make sure that there's always one through route to the south from that neighborhood area, because really the only way they can they can leave, that area I believe is Ash, if I got that right, yeah, Ash. So, or otherwise they have to go through some parking lots towards Calumet. So we want to make sure that they always have two accesses into that neighborhood.
So they'll be keeping us up to date over the next year as to what's going on out there so that we can inform all the other departments.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So so we probably need to take some action here to approve those tentative closures
So moved.
and restrictions.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. One final thing is we have a contract here for 6th District, Montana Avenue lighting improvement from 165th to 169th. Hawk Enterprises is the contractor, and this is their contract. It's for $209,265.20. Do I have a motion to approve the contract?
We have this one signed off already? Okay. Motion to approve the contract.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, motion passes. Do we have any other matters from other board members?
No.
Do we have any matters from department heads or their representatives? Any new business? Any old business? Meeting's open to the public. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to step up to the podium? No? Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments? Hearing none. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.